All right, welcome to this masterclass. Avoid these credit mistakes when buying a home. If we haven't met yet, I am Tamasia, the new construction queen. And before we dig in, I want to take a moment to acknowledge you because having this aspiration to buy a home when things may not look right now, but continuing to take that step anyway deserves to be acknowledged. And I want you to applaud yourself for taking this first step in faith, this first step in courage, and I am honored that you are taking that step with me. um Hopefully you will be able to see a chat box of some sort below this, but it's also going to be important for me to know what areas in Georgia you are looking to buy a home. In this masterclass, it is going to be somewhat boot camp style where we are becoming partners as you are embarking on this preparation stage of buying a home. Now, let's go ahead and get started. I know that this is a recording, and I did this because I was having a lot of tech issues, but this may prove to be better. Um, Usually, this is a live masterclass, and I do want it to be interactive. I do want us to have that kind of communication. Camera on, camera off, obviously, that's going to be on you. Throughout the teaching tonight, you will get access to a workbook slash cheat sheet because I am going to give you guys some homework, but I do want you to have a place to take notes. If you haven't already, have a dedicated home buying book where all of your home buying things need to go from this moment on. Sometimes as women, we have one book for this, one book for that, and we don't know where it is. I want you guys to know where your home buying materials are as you work through getting the keys to your new home. There will be time toward the end for Q&A, but any questions you have about what I'm sharing, I want you to write those down because I want you to ask me those questions, either social media, text, email, but I'm also going to be opening up my calendar for what I'm calling like home buying office hours. So definitely leverage that time. One of the most important things about buying a home, especially when we are improving our credit score, is going to be showing up. All right. So I'm going to make myself available to you, but you also have to show up and have to raise your hand and really put some of that elbow grease behind it so that we can work together and truly become a team. The other thing, if you signed up for this webinar, you probably have been getting automated messages from me. I bought a program to help me do these classes, but that is not my direct phone number. If you want to reach me directly, this is going to be the best place: 404-692-2196 or via email. Or of course social media. But as you guys can imagine, I do a lot. I'm all over the place. I'm here and I'm there. But don't take my delay in response as I don't want to help you. Sometimes you just we're gonna work together, right? As of right now, time of this recording, our first office hours will be January 23rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. If you are watching this video after that date, check the information below to get the most up-to-date time for whenever our office hours will be. The office hours will be live. Whether I have to be on my cell phone or whatever, it's going to be group style where you get that interaction to be able to ask your questions, clarify your game plan, what steps you need to take, what kind of homes you should be looking at, so on and so forth from there, group style. I recognize that I am limited in my day, but if I can get a bunch of us on a call like that to be able to make sure people know what they need to do, where they should go, shouldn't go, and they can begin to feel confident. That is my mission. My assignment for 2025 was to ease the stress, frustration, overwhelm, uncertainty, anxiety, frustration, all of that that goes into buying a home. And this class and the open home buying office hours is my one or slash two of my ways to be able to do that. So please use me as a resource to help you guys get the keys to your new home. Okay, with all that being said, now we are officially able to begin, and let's go ahead and get started. One of the first questions I like to start out with is to just address how you are feeling in this moment. I want you to write down, put a date, whatever date you're watching this video. On this day, when I think about buying a home, my current state, what feelings come up for me? Do I feel concerned, stressed out, intimidated, anxious, uncertain, fearful, overwhelmed, frustrated? Any of those feelings, whatever you feel, I want you to write that down as a marker, because my goal with this teaching and us partnering to do this is that we minimize, hopefully eliminate those feelings so that you can feel significantly better about your ability to purchase a home. Okay, write that down. There may be a way for you to comment that if you feel like sharing. I definitely want to know how you're feeling. So take a moment. You have to pause me now. Just assess self. How are you feeling about doing this home buying thing? Because you're here watching this video, by the end of this video, I really have one goal. It's a big goal, but the goal that I have is for you to know what not to do and why not to do it, for you to know what to do and why to do it, and that buying a home is possible. Okay. Now, this class is primarily talking about credit. Okay. I'm not touching on your income and how much income you have to qualify for a home, or even your debt to income ratio. This class is primarily about getting you credit ready to purchase a home. Any of those other things, like how much home I can afford or debt to income ratio, things like that, will be a separate thing, more boot camp style or one-on-one or even in our office hours. But I want you to know that if your credit score right now is below a 640, 620, 640, we're going to work our way to get there and exceed that. Okay. That can be done and that is possible. Okay. Getting you credit ready to buy a home is 100% possible. I want you to know, it says, okay, we got this. Okay. If you follow me on social media, you have been hearing me talk about, I got the keys. So that is our goal, to know, yes, we're going to get some keys. In case you have no clue who I am Tamasia Johnson Uzoka. I got married in 2024. I just go by the new construction queen. I love all things new construction. And I want you to consider me to be your new construction home buying problem solver, helper, partner. My big goal is helping as many people that are assigned to me that God allows me to help get the keys to their home, period. It looks a little bit different for every person, but the end goal is the same, right? You walking into your home and you feeling super proud of it. I want you to know I love this. I didn't think I would when I first got started, but I really, really do. And for whatever reason, I love it when we get to improve your score. There must be something about thinking you can't do it or feeling like it's not possible, and then we do it. In 2024, 14 out of 20 home buyers started with credit challenges and they are in their home. That means I'm recording this January 10th, 2025. We have home buyers, 14 in their home right now, met me with some stuff and we got it right, we got it done. So I am teaching you from experience. I should really be called like the new construction credit queen, something like that. But I share that with you to give you confidence that we got a good thing if we stick together and follow the steps. All right. Um, yes, a little bit more about me. I love helping people accomplish the big, seemingly impossible goals. And I think that's what this credit thing is about. It's easy to buy a home when you got the credit, the money, the income, the debt to income ratio. It's easy. But God told me to help his people. There are people who may not purchase if I don't step in and say, y'all, let's get it done. And I take that very personal. I am originally from the Bronx. I have been spending a lot of time of my life in Georgia. So being here now is very personal to me. Um, in addition to real estate, I also teach fitness classes. I do some power couple things for relationships. I coach on gluten-free eating and lifestyle. Just really here to serve people so that they can live their full best life. You see my husband over there. And I recognize that this is bigger than myself, and I have an assignment to fulfill in that way. And I'm just honored to be a part of it. In case you're curious, you can look me up. People are digging what we got going on. This is just a little bit more evidence that you are in the right place. I have a lot of people come to me feeling discouraged, feeling overwhelmed, feeling frustrated, feeling like it's not possible. And I am thankful that I am equipped to be the person to remind people that, oh, no, this is going to be done. It's possible. We got to stick in it, right? Sean shares that, he had been feeling down and discouraged, but kept getting told, no, you're not ready. Your credit score is too low. You need more of this. No, 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 no. Sean is in his home, okay? Then we got Miss Sharon. Every once in a while, life will bring you good people. Life brought Tamasia to us. She treats you like family. She works hard for you and is extremely knowledgeable about her craft. No fluff, no gimmicks. Keeps her word and does exactly what she says she will do. That is my commitment that every person that I work with, that I'm thinking like, would I allow my auntie to live here, my mom, my granddad, whoever? Would I even live here? I take that stuff very personal because a lot of my buyers this year, we still connected. Not everybody, but I want people to feel good about the work that we are doing. All right. That is the last thing I'm going to say about me, and we are officially going to get started. So, grab some water, grab your notebook, grab your pen, have a seat, and let's get ready to dig in. I want to kick this off with a very important question. And if you have your notebook and you have been taking notes, I want you to write down, why do I want to own a home? It seems like an obvious answer, or why would I ask you that? But the reason why you want to purchase has to be meaningful and has to be compelling enough for you to persist past some of the steps that you're going to have to take as we work on improving your credit score, qualifying you for a home, and then going through that selection and purchase process. So write down, pause me now if you need to. Why do I want to own a home? Why is owning a home important to me? The other reason why that's going to be important is because whether you work with me or any other agent, um, to have that in the back of your mind and at the forefront, because when it starts to get frustrating or overwhelming or any other things and feels that can come up, we have to go back to the foundation and remind ourselves and ground ourselves in the why. And then we can hopefully have that momentum to continue to persist, because the reason why is so important. A lot of times buyers will say, it takes a long time to buy a home, and all of these things. And I want to set the expectation that because we are building and working from the ground up, we have to prepare ourselves for the extra time that it can take while we work through this. Okay. So I want to make sure you have written down why. Why do I want to buy a home? Okay. All right. Let's jump in for real. Here's what I have observed. Most buyers are making mistakes when trying to improve their credit score to buy a home. The thing is, there is an overload of information right now. And it is impossible to know what to do, what not to do, what's for you, what's not for you, especially if you haven't had a one on one conversation and somebody hasn't dissected the components of your situation to tell you exactly what to do. That's why a class like this and the work that I get to do is so powerful, because it's no longer generic. It becomes your individualized game plan to be able to minimize some of those mistakes. In this class, I'm getting ready to go over the top five. There are others, but the high level, there are five mistakes that I'm seeing that I want to make sure that you know why not to make them, and also what to do instead. You will have some things to do throughout this teaching, so look forward to your homework assignment and being able to join the class. A lot of times buyers, because you don't know, and it's a new thing, you guys, it's common that you make it harder than it has to be, or because of that, maybe you never buy a home. I met someone actually in 2024 that she had been trying to buy a home for 3 years. 3 years. And she kept pulling out because of emotions, because of, anxiety and emotions. And that's what makes it really powerful to work with someone who can keep you grounded and have that reason why you want to buy a home. My job in this class is to help you create a game plan to get the keys to your home and give you confidence that it can be done. Now, I know that I can't see you right now. Normally, we'll be on a Zoom call. I can't see you right now, but in your watching of this, give me a thumbs up if that is cool, because from this moment on, we are jumping into the mistakes. So, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay. Mistake number one is when a buyer's credit score is not where it needs to be, let's say 620, 640 or better, the first mistake is that they put off their home search. Now, you might be wondering, like, okay, I'm not qualified to buy a home, so why in the world am I looking for a home? Let me tell you why. Because when you are buying a new construction home, remember, this is about new construction homes only, not resales. I'm going to go back because I don't want you to look ahead. When you are buying a new construction home, 90% of the time, they're going to be a lot of homes. They're going to have 50, 60, 70, hundreds of homes. And you can go out and look because it's not one home for one buyer. So if you end up really liking the Jordan floor plan or the Hemingway floor plan or the Hayden floor plan, and you talk to the lender and they say, hey, it's going to take you 3 months to get this game plan going. Now 3 months, but in 3 months, there will still be homes for you. Okay. That is the major difference. And what I love about it most is that you are working towards something that you actually want, rather than is arbitrary thing. I think I'm buying a home. Am I buying a home? I kind of buying a home. No. Once you talk to the lender and they give you the game plan, you know I'm on track for this home that's going to be coming in the next few months. That is a complete game changer. Okay. That's why it is a mistake. And I want to tell you what to do instead. Even though this is a credit class, one of the things that I love being able to do is telling folks, based on your income, here's how much mortgage your income will allow. When you tell me some of your monthly inputs, here's your debt to income ratio, and giving you an idea of, well, max purchase price at X interest rate, giving you some insider information like that is going to change the game for you. So once you have that information, is ABC. You find the home that you want only in communities that have a lot of homes left. Don't go to a new community that's in their final phase, in their closeout, because your the time you may need may not line up. And the worst thing is falling in love with the home and then there's no more, and then you have to go through this thing again. Buying a home is already emotional enough. Okay, so you find the home that you want in a community that you want to be in. B, talk to the lender. They're going to tell you exactly what to do, and if they don't, we work to figure out what you need to do. And then C, you do whatever they say to get your keys. It can't get any more simple than that. And that's why it's a mistake to put it off, because then you have no clue. Am I close? Am I far? How much time do I need? What do I need to do? We live in this uncertainty era, and that is no way to be. So I want to ask you guys a question. Which buyer do you want to be? Okay. A, we have an A buyer. This buyer, working on credit, want to buy new construction, driving in her neighborhood. She sees some homes, she goes in, she falls in love, and she talks to the lender. Lender says, hey, it's going to take you 4 months to do this. She finds out in 4 months there will not be any homes. And now the buyer went from being excited to now a little bit sad, discouraged. That's buyer A. Now, buyer B, similarly, working on credit, driving around, sees some communities, goes inside, asks them, how many homes do you have left to build? Gets the information. Oh, 7 homes? Okay. 70 homes? Okay. Keeps that on her list. Finds a floor plan that she likes. Talks to the lender. Lender says, hey, 3 months. Perfect. In 3 months, we're going to be building that same floor plan. We're going to lock it down for you. We're going to help you go under contract and work toward building your home, increasing your credit score, and making you a homeowner. Do you want to be A buyer, or do you want to be B buyer? In your notes, or comment if you can, B. I want to be a B buyer. In 2024, that was what we were doing. Asking the right questions and pointing people to the right communities within a range so that they are in position to purchase a home. That is the goal of this. The goal is not to be excited or discouraged. Okay. So if you said B buyer, you are in the right place. Okay. That's mistake number 1, and why it's so powerful to do it correctly. Hopefully you are getting value so far. Mistake number 2 is huge. Listening to the wrong people. So, we probably know people who purchased homes in the past, not in this current market. We probably know other realtors. We probably know other credit repair people. We're on social media. We're following all these videos. We're doing all of these things, but we haven't gotten advice specific to you and your situation. Everything you see online, including what I'm teaching you, is generic. Until we start digging it, you'll know exactly what you need to do. But I want you to know why listening to the wrong people is a mistake. It's a mistake because the only people who should be advising you when you are buying a home is, I say advising you. Now, if you have a spouse, that's different. Y'all do it together. But the only people who should be advising you when you are buying a home is going to be your real estate agent and your lender. Period. If you have information that you want to take back to whoever you make decisions with, but it's supposed to be your lender and your agent giving you the right information to help you make decisions. A person who purchased a home back in the day does not have accurate information. The news does not have accurate information. Sometimes YouTube, social media does not have accurate information. Your realtor and your lender is going to be able to give you the up to date, what's happening right now, even down to everything I'm teaching you is 2024, which was considered a hard market. And a lot of people purchase homes even when they begin with credit challenges. Okay. Let me tell you, and now on the next slide, you're gonna see that this also includes credit repair. I'm not going to tell anybody to be in or out of credit repair. However, I will tell you of the 13, 14 people last year who purchased home with credit issues, we did not use credit repair. Okay. We did not use credit repair. For the person in the back who didn't hear me, we did not use credit repair. Okay. A credit repair person is not a lender. Sometimes they are, most times they're not. Talk to the lender at the community, okay? You want to do the right thing. Okay, here's how this works to get your pre-approval. I already told you, you find the home, you talk to the lender, they tell you exactly what to do. So far, I have not mentioned credit repair, okay? Two things have to happen. You work with an agent, help you find a home, great prices, great incentives within your range. And the lender at the community, at the home site you want to live in, tells you what to do to improve your score to be approved for a home. Okay. We are not just increasing your credit score, we are working to get you mortgage ready, positioned to purchase a home. And that's not the same thing. Okay. I already told you that this includes credit repair. If you're in one and you want to work with me, I'm going to encourage you not to be in one, just to let you know. If you have not chosen me as your agent yet, then sure, do whatever you have to do. But that money could be used for something else. And if nothing else, we can go ahead and get some dinner. Okay. You know, I like to eat. So with mistake number 2, there is a very, very important question I need you to answer and write down. When you write this answer down, I want you to take a picture of it or email me, text me, however me. I need to know that you know the answer to this question. Who is the best person to tell you what to do to qualify for a home? I'm going to say it again. Who is the best person to tell you what to do to qualify for a home? If we want to flip it, who is the worst person? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to tell you the answer in this because I want you watching this video to reach out to me and say, hey, T, the best person to tell me what to do to qualify for a home is, and tell me what you think it is. If you're right, I'm going to let you know. If you're not right, I'm going to tell you what the right answer is. Okay. All right. Mistake number 3. Now we're digging into the credit stuff. Okay. Mistake number 3 is that buyers are looking at the wrong credit score and don't even know what's on their credit report. Wrong credit score. Okay. Why is this a mistake? Simple enough. Wrong and misinformation leads to taking the wrong action. Credit Karma, those scores on there are not what lenders are using. Not what lenders are using. Okay. Lenders are going to use the FICO score. FICO score. If you don't have a way to get your FICO score, I'm going to have some resources down below in this. And also on your homework, I'm going to have a link for you. That way you can know what your FICO score actually is. And where we are slash you are going to be starting from. The only thing There is only one thing I believe Credit Karma is good for. Write this down in your notes. In my opinion, the only thing that Credit Karma is good for is keeping you up to date with your utilization. So if you have different credit cards and you're wondering all of the utilization and the balances and all that, that is where you go for that. Credit Karma is where you go for that. Otherwise, I would not recommend anybody buying a home to use Credit Karma. Any commercial you see right now about Credit Karma and buying a home, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. FICO score is going to be your friend. There are free ways. Hold on, next slide. There are free ways to get your credit score. If you don't have it, I'm going to put some resources for you in down below or somewhere. You need to know your FICO score. That's going to tell you really where you stand. And what you also need to know is that it takes 90 days sometimes for your FICO score to report accurately. Credit Karma will do it like this. That's not how it works. Okay. We need to make sure we are leaning into the correct numbers and model for what we need to do. Regarding your credit report, you see on the screen, your first homework assignment is to actually pull your credit report for free. A lender should not be the first person to tell you what you have going on as we work through this. Because I like to call my partners and say, hey, here's the deal, so that they already know what we're working with. There should be no surprises as we're doing this. That's why your first assignment is going to be to pull your credit report for free and know your FICO score for all three. I do have a partnership with FICO. I think it's $1 for the first month. I don't want to make that up. But you will see some links to be able to get that as well, to know 100% where you stand. In that homework assignment is going to dig into reading your report so you know what you're looking for. Are you on track? Are you far off? What do you need to know? Finally, you know what? I'm going to go back one slide real quick. Credit Karma is good for two things. I said one, but I'm going to add to it. Two, Credit Karma, to a degree, will also keep you up to date on any collections that you have. Annual credit report will be the most accurate, but Credit Karma will have them on there as well. And you could use Credit Karma for those two things, but still not your credit score. Okay. Now I'm going to pause for just a moment, or you can pause me. Write down any questions you have about mistake number 3, because the rest of the mistakes are going to be digging into all things credit. Okay. Write down any questions and you can send them to me or comment them below in the channels that are appropriate. Okay. All right. Mistake number 4 is there are buyers watching videos online or talking to an expert or credit repair or what have you and doing things. But not from a position of strength and getting the exact game plan. So mistake number 4 is having disputes, allowing someone to dispute things on your credit report, or paying the wrong item. By wrong item, I mean charge off, collections, things like that. By disputes, maybe you have a late payment or you have something on there. Someone said, oh, dispute it. It's a mistake. Why isn't it a mistake? It's a mistake because if you're following my process, right, finding homes with a lot of communities, okay, and talking to a lender, following my process, the lender cannot qualify you for a mortgage, see where you stand, or really give you a game plan if you have disputes on your report. When they tell you to remove the dispute, that's going to lower your score. That's the wrong direction. We need to be improving our score. So, right now, if you have disputes on your report, we need to get them off ASAP. Give yourself time to improve your score and get you into your home. All right. That's the thing with disputes. When it comes to paying the wrong things, I'm getting ready to go a little bit deeper, but there are items that do not matter toward your debt to income ratio, especially as it pertains to collections and charge off accounts. They don't matter. But paying something off or triggering something that was not an issue could actually make it an issue, which means it could take you longer to qualify for your home than it needs to had you known the right items to focus on in the beginning. Hopefully, you can see how powerful it is to talk to the right people, right? And make sure you're connecting that to the home that you want to purchase. You get the game plan, you get the T, you follow it. What I don't want folks to do is lean on their own understanding. The Bible tells us, do not lean on your own understanding, okay? You want to get information from the source. So, two things. While you're in this stage of buying a home, if you have disputes on your report, take them off. If someone tells you, I'm going to dispute this, no, 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 no. Second, if you are thinking about paying off something, don't pay off anything until your lender tells you to do so. I have people who ask me, and I defer to the lender. What did they tell you to do? Because any misstep sets us back, and we don't want that. We're here to move forward, okay? You're probably wondering about these things. You're probably wondering about collections. You're probably wondering about charge off accounts, bankruptcy, late payments, student loans. So I'm going to touch on these high level because once you complete your homework assignment and share it with me, then I'll know more where you stand. Okay. Collections. Collections do matter toward your debt to income ratio. I'm not telling you to pay off anything. However, we do need to know, well, what are my collections? What do I owe? All right. You'll see in the homework assignment that we don't encourage anybody to pay it off in full. We want you to settle, pay for delete, but we also want you to only pay the ones that matter. Every collection does not matter, period. If you don't pay the collection, that's when it could impact your debt to income ratio. But again, the lender will tell us which ones matter and which ones don't. My job is to properly qualify you and match you with the lender. Okay. Charge off accounts do not count. Don't worry about them. Don't call them up. Don't bring it back up. Don't worry about that. Okay. Bankruptcy. Can you buy a home through bankruptcy? Yes. 7 and 13 are going to require different steps, but can they be done? Absolutely. Again, I'm like a broken record. We defer to the lender, not social media, not YouTube. Defer to the lender. Okay. Late payments. You can only have a max of 2 late payments in a 24-month period. I'm sorry, in a 12-month period. I don't want you to confuse 12 months to mean January through December. 12 months is 12 months in total. So if you're buying a home in February, we go back 12 months to make sure there's no late payments. What does that mean for you? We have to know if you do have any late payments, well, what month are they in? Because then we know when they will fall off. And we attach that to your timeline. So if we have two late payments and the last one was, let's say, in February of last year, we know that by March of this year, it cannot count towards your home. You understand what I'm saying? The other thing is, there are some instances that you can explain what happened and why it happened. Okay. But we want to start from a position of knowledge and information about our situation to be able to advocate for ourselves and be super duper strategic. I'm trying to tell y'all, we are getting keys, y'all. I'm telling you. And then finally, going to be student loans. People call me all the time about student loans. The thing is, it's case by case. I will tell you, they matter less than most people think, period. There is a percentage that, once again, the lender will calculate, based on how much you owe, and 1%, half percent, or they might tell you, hey, call them up, get a payment plan for $13, $100, whatever it is. But again, broken record. We are deferring to the lender at the community, at the home that you want to buy. Okay. So, questions, write them down, pause me, all that good stuff. So instead of, what was the mistake for this one? Forgot the mistake. Okay. So instead of allowing disputes or paying the wrong item and worrying about all of these things, you now have information. And what I want all of us to do instead, what I'm encouraging us to do instead, is to use the lenders as your ally rather than the enemy. Use lenders as your ally rather than the enemy. Period. Now, I say use the right one, but based on what community you end up with, you're going to have to go with their preferred lender. Period. And sometimes there's only one lender, sometimes there's multiple, but you want to be armed with the right mindset that the lender is here to help me. So, my agent, the on site agent, the lender, they're all here to help. We all want the same thing. I promise you, we want to help you get your keys. Whether or not they're nice or not, or too blunt or not, nothing to do, but you need information that they have. So I'd rather us adopt the mindset that that the lender is my ally and not my enemy. Okay. It won't be your homework assignment for this class. However, you need to begin to know what new home communities fall in your, what you can qualify for, what your max mortgage is, and how many homes they have left to build. That is a cheat code for working with an agent, whether it's an on-site agent or a buyer's agent. And then choose one or a couple and get to work. Get to work, okay? So, as you probably can imagine, I do have a lot of, thankfully, lending partners. And I have lending partners that's not even on here. We got Liberty Home Loans. We got Jet Mortgage. We have Academy. You see DHI. There are a lot of lenders. There are a lot of ways to purchase a home, but we need to get some people on our team to give us the information that we need. All right. Hopefully you are feeling like it can be done. I'm giving y'all how it can be done, but we need a home and we need a lender. And then we need to marry it together and then get to work and stay encouraged. The reason why I say that is because the final mistake that I see buyers make right now, especially when they are going through this, improving my credit score, I think I'm buying a home, I'm not really sure, can I qualify, it's too much, is they count themselves out. And they say, you know what? Just forget it. It's too much. In 2024, I actually helped more buyers that started with credit issues than buyers that did not. I think the number is 14. 14 out of 21, I want to say, started with credit issues. So I'm doing trainings like this. I make the kind of content I do to inspire you that it can be done. And here are just a couple of examples. I know that credit can be a sensitive issue. So my expectation is that you've gotten some light bulb moments to know, okay, this can be done. And now we got some action steps to be able to take to go closer, right? To move forward, to get into a better position. I like to say position to purchase. Here are just a couple of people who purchased homes 2024. Sean is the one that I shared with you earlier this morning. People kept telling him no, 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 no. He got a brand new 4 bed, 2.5 bath, 2,000 beautiful square foot home. Then we have Naya in the middle. Once again, she met me in the middle of a process. She got some instruction that wasn't right, and we had to course correct. But what I tell you with all three of these people is by their obedience to going through their game plan, they got blessed. Big, 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 big blessed. Sean, he ended up paying less money for closing than he thought. Naya in the middle, she lucked out, and when her game plan was done, rates had gone down. She got 19,000 in equity, garage door opener, blinds. They was throwing in everything for her. And then we got Miss Dana. Miss Dana, entrepreneur. And it's different when you're entrepreneurial. And we had to work at it because her thing was credit, but also qualifying income. Okay. So there's some stuff that goes into it, which is why you want to get information and get on the right team. Now, Dana and Naya, they met me in the middle, okay, of them starting. Sean met me in the beginning, kind of like where you guys are, and we went straight through and it was solid. In many cases, Sean actually was in disbelief. He's like, everybody else told me no. So you mean to tell me I'm about to buy a home? I'm like, yeah. We changed his sign from available to sold. He still didn't believe it. We did his inspection. He still didn't believe it. His credit score increased higher than we told him. He still didn't believe it. We did his final walkthrough. He still didn't believe it. We did his we at the closing table. He still didn't believe it until he literally got his keys. Okay, but as you can see, he right there, and he bought a brand new home in Fairburn. Okay, I have many, 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 many stories, and I have some that are already in 2025. But I share this with you to let you know that it can be done. Okay, it can be done, and we are going to be wrapping up very shortly. I'm giving y'all some homework. I want you to write down, now that you know what you know or learn some new nuggets, how do you feel now? Write down how you feel now. Less concerned, less stressed out. I'm sure you have some questions, but hopefully you feel like, okay, maybe less intimidated, less anxious, less uncertain, maybe less fearful, hopefully a little bit more pep in your step. Like, okay, I'm moving in the right direction. Normally, in the chat, this is where I would ask you to share with us what is one aha moment or one big takeaway. I think there will be a way for you to comment that below, but I definitely want to hear from you, whether it's via email, text message. I want to know what you learned tonight. I want to know what your big aha moment is. And so I am going to pause for literally 60 seconds for you to reflect, review your notes, and write down what is my one or two aha moment or big takeaway. Next, I'm going to All right, I think it's been about 60 seconds. I know I literally waited. Actually, I was checking my text messages for 1 minute. Okay. The reason why I want you to wait, because hopefully you recognize some things that you learned, and I want you to declare to yourself, you're like yourself, even if you and your husband or you and your spouse, I got the keys. We got the keys. Okay. You got to put the energy in the atmosphere before. If you read the word of God, he don't say you got to see it in your mind before you see it in real life. Okay. So this is a see it before you see it moment where we declare, I got the keys. If you have seen my videos, you know I be doing that all the time. And I'm excited to be able to, if you guys choose me, of course, to be able to do that with you. All right. Now, let's wrap this thing up. Okay. Now that I know what I know, now what? Couple of things. First, you need to know how much home your income allows and understand your debt to income ratio. That was not this class, all right? But that's going to be helpful in order for you to do step one. So when you join our office hours that I'm going to be having, know the next one and sign up for that, join that rather. You'll be able to know what kind of home you should be looking for, where they are. Number two, you need a home buying game plan. I should really call it a position to purchase game plan. Your homework is due on January 23rd, 7 o'clock. We're meeting on Zoom. Once you get those two steps, right, you need to be looking at home and declaring what you want. Buying a home, especially when you need to improve your credit score, is not for the faint of heart. Okay. We got to be out here declaring it, walking in faith, walking in boldness, because that's the people who get things and that's the people who get things done. So if you feel a little bit shy, go take a shower or something, however you bring out your mojo self. And then when you get back and start doing your homework and you decide I'm buying a home, then that's the energy that we need. And then finally, remember, go back to your reason why you want to buy a home and say, I deserve to buy a home, period. And credit challenges ain't going to stop me. You understand? Those are our 4 steps. All right. Now, I'm doing this complimentary. God told me to do this complimentary. So I'm expecting my people, you watching this video, to show up. Okay. Show up. I'm carving out an hour for you to get the keys to your new home, and I want to be able to help you do it. Before we really wrap up, I want to show you those. Yes! James and Naya.
Sweet home.
Yes!
Oh,
Woo! Yeah!
yes!
There you go. So, I wanted to end on a positive note like that because that is what it's all for. The welcome home, that I have my own, and being able to know that you did something big, and that you overcame the odds. So that is all that I have for you guys tonight. Find the link with your homework assignment. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and show you the homework assignment so you know what it looks like and what the expectation is. Then I want you to do it, and I want you to meet me here at our next scheduled office hours. Okay? Don't go this video for you to give you a little bit of background about what your credit bootcamp homework assignment is and how you need to do it. So this is what it's going to look like. When you get it, you are going to need to go to File, Make a Copy, and then rename it on your own computer with your first name, last name. That way you have your copy. Then that can be shared with me, so on and so forth. But that's going to be your first step right here. File, Make a Copy. What we're doing in this assignment will address the credit factors that will increase your score to help you get a pre-approval for a mortgage. Remember, we're talking about being positioned for purchasing. In case you didn't know this, Your FICO score is made up of credit card utilization, late payment history, collection accounts. Okay, charge-offs don't really impact what we're doing. So your homework assignment is, what is my current FICO score? Not Credit Karma, not Experian, not Equifax. You need to know what it says on the FICO. If you don't have a way to get that, sometimes different banks will give it to you for free. If you don't have a way to get that, I have a link here where you can go ahead and get it. You click this, you will need the advanced. I thought it was $1, but it's not $1. It's actually $30, okay? But it's gonna be the best money and accurate money that you've spent to be able to get it. The free one don't give you enough. Doesn't give you what you need. We need this score right here. That's the big difference, okay? We need a mortgage score. Before you do this, see if you already have your FICO score somewhere. If you don't want to go looking, just click that button and start playing, get your scores. You're going to keep track of your scores here. Over time, we can start adding to this and making sure we're moving in the right direction, but we have to know where we're starting from in order to know where to go. First things first. Second thing, we want to know our credit card utilization. If you don't have any credit cards, fantastic, skip this. But if you do, you want to write in your credit card. Let's say you have Capital One. The limit is $1,000. What you owe right now is $999. Okay, utilization is 99%. Okay, minimum payment due might be 75. All of that will either be in Credit Karma or in your Capital One or whatever the credit card banking app is. We're going to then use this information to figure out, well, how do we, well, one, what is your utilization? And what do we need to do / pay off to bring it down? And is that realistic? How long will it take for you to do that? So on and so forth. Right now, we are just information gathering. I'm not asking you to do anything more than put the information in here, okay? I'm going to delete that. That's for you to type in. Boom. That's your number 2. Then number 3, we gotta understand if you have any collections right now, you need to know what they are, what is the amount that's due. I am not telling anybody to pay off anything. I wanna reiterate that we are information gathering, knowing where we stand and where we're headed. I like people to use annualcreditreport.com for this from a computer. That way you can download the report, look at it in detail, really be able to see what's what. You can use Credit Karma for this, but I like Annual Credit Report. It's better. Here, write down the collection. Let's say it is going to be, I don't know, Credit One, for example. And then you write the amount, set 525, okay? And you're going to do that for all of them that you have. If you only have one, fantastic. If you have none, skip. Second thing with this section, how many late payments do I have in 12 months? We're in January, so we have to go back a year. And late payments, let's say it was Home Depot card. Boom, that was in November. You get what I'm saying? Let's say you have another one. It was, Victoria's Secret, making this stuff up, okay? That was in January. We have to know what's going on and where we're starting from so that we can work together to be able to give you the strategy. I'm going to delete this. Boom. And then the next part on here is other things impacting my credit. I haven't touched on bankruptcy, and I haven't touched on, that's probably the only other one that will impact your credit. Fill that in. If you know that there might be something else for us to address with the lender. Quiz question, pop quiz. If you haven't already emailed this answer to me, I need you to know who is supposed to tell you what to do and not to do to improve your credit score to buy a home. We are focusing on buying a home, not just improving our credit score. And then here, if you have any other questions that you want to ask me that I need to know about or to be able to address, you're going to write that in here. That's your homework assignment. This next part, you leave blank. When you come to our office hours, I'm going to help you understand how much home you can qualify for, the mortgage and the purchase price. And then we're going to know, well, what do I need to focus on to be able to improve my score? What things can you do without talking to a lender if there is something? And then you're going to leave that call knowing, what are my first few steps? Okay. For many of you, if you are in the area shopping, it's going to be, hey, let's go. I'm going to tell you where to go looking for a home. Do you like it? Do you not like it? To be able to engage in those conversations with having a lender. Okay. That's your homework assignment. That is your homework assignment. I think it's pretty clear, but sometimes things in my brain are not always clear to other folks. So if there are questions that I can clarify for you while you're getting started with this, let me know. I'm here to help you. My information is down here. I believe the best way to reach me, I don't know actually. You reach me however you feel most comfortable, whether that's a text message or an email. Calling can be hit or miss because I am all over the place. Text or email, I can respond quickly, and that way you get what you need, okay? All right, y'all. I'm giving the ball back to you, expecting you to pass it back to me so I can pass it back to you, and we go back and forth until we get your keys. Hopefully you are finding this to be helpful so far and you are feeling excited about it. Just a reminder, we are doing this to help you get your keys. All right, y'all. Get started ASAP. And I'll see you guys soon.